What's up, card family? Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. This video, I've been wanting to do a video for a while, pretty much ever since the new year, about sort of what my goals were, what direction I wanted to take, and it was sort of inspired by Tops 85401. Check him out if you haven't. And hey, dude, if you're watching, I know you got a lot going on right now, man. I just want you to know you're in my thoughts, man. Been thinking about your situation, and I hope everything works out okay for you. But back around the new year, he was doing a goals video for the year. And I thought it was a good idea, and it's a good thing to talk about to kind of get yourself in whatever the frame of mind you want to be in. And my goals kind of changed over the past few weeks, so we'll get right into it. While I talk, I'm just going to go through. I've got this like insert box. It's really nothing crazy, just so I can show some stuff. While I'm talking, I'll go through some cards. My biggest goal for this year, and you can't tell it for this box that I'm going through, is I want to get more into baseball. And in particular, vintage baseball. Baseball is really, where my roots are with this hobby. I collected baseball first as a kid, and I've kind of fallen out of it over the years, and not just with card collecting, but just keeping up with baseball. And I kind of want to get back into it, and definitely want to go the vintage route. Now, I don't necessarily mean all 50s and 60s type cards. And I've talked to a few other collectors about this too, but my problem right now is, you spend $115, $120 on a nice hobby box. You get a couple cool cards out of there, a couple cool hits, and the thing is, then you got to break it down even further. Were these even cards that I wanted? If I had $120 to spend on whatever I wanted, would I spend my money on these cards? And the majority of time for me, the answer is no. And I also, what bugs me about the hobby as it stands right now is there's so much value placed in these rookies that just really haven't done anything. And I hate to use this guy as an example, but Mitch Trubisky, his cards are through the roof for a nice Mitch Trubisky. And my biggest problem with that is 4 years from now, Mitch Trubisky could be Geno Smith. So you invest all of this money, trying to collect this next, Tom Brady or whoever you think he is. But these guys are so rare, and it's so infrequent that guys have that sort of career that, you end up in the end with a box full of really cool cards. And it's really, I don't sell my cards, so does value really even matter? But you end up with a box of really cool cards, but they're just not really worth anything. And guys that, just didn't stick around or became career backups or, whatever the case may be, it's just so hot and cold. Whereas with vintage, I know what I'm getting, and if I can buy, just for example, a super cool George Brett rookie, or get a Mitch Trubisky rookie, that's the route I'm going to go. So really wanting to go the vintage route. I'd really love to pick up, graded vintage stuff. And I'd really like to start sending a lot of stuff off to get graded. So that's another goal is to, get involved with PSA and join PSA. I think me and Jeter02 are sort of looking at going into it together, but we'll have to see where that lands. I'm going to be moving and getting married and stuff here soon, so that plays a lot into what I got going on also. I also really like and enjoy doing these legacy collections. And what I mean by that is, you get you pick a player and you basically run through their entire career in cards, and you pick up a card, for every year of their career. There's a few players I've already got in mind that I want to do that with. Definitely want to pick up some 80s rookies for in baseball. And I've got my mind set on a few guys who I want to get to first. Care packages. I've been one of these guys that, I send out a lot of care packages, but I send out pretty bulky stuff. A lot of cards. With my care packages, I'd really rather start breaking them down to one or two a month, and instead of sending a whole lot of cards, perhaps sending one or two really nice cards and to very specific people, and that's kind of the way I want to go. And I will say, I'll add, that's why I don't do giveaways. I've done a couple giveaways, but honestly, and I apologize, but I'd rather pick the people that I give cards to. And with the giveaway, you say it can be somebody who's just anybody who's sub to you. But from my experience, I find too many people that, sure, they're sub to you, but they're not really involved in the community. They're not involved with you. And they, they latch on to your giveaways, and that's really the only time you see them. So that's why I do mostly care packages. I do want to continue to stay with some of the newer stuff, and I think I'm going to try and do that through breaks, getting in on, Snod's breaks. I was in his break last night and enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And to me, that's a great way to, interact with the community and stay involved in the community also. And the last thing that I really want to focus on this year, but I won't be able to start until I move, I really want to get in on this TTM game. I love and enjoy watching some of these TTM returns you guys get. A lot of cool players, some really nice looking stuff. And yeah, I really want to get into that, but I don't want to send anything off just yet because I'm not quite sure what my address is going to be, and I don't want stuff to get lost in the mail and end up at the wrong place. But yeah, you get the picture. The TTMs I think are really cool and would love to get involved in it. But overall, just more baseball, more vintage, and getting back in touch with, what got me started in this hobby, which was the story of the players, the game, the history of the game, the individuality of each card, and getting away from, some of this money chasing on some of the newer stuff. I might even sell some stuff. I hadn't made my mind up on that one yet. Anyway, the next talk type video I do, I'll pick back up in this box. Obviously, I made it to D, and this is just a box that I top load shiny stuff really and just throw it in there. Most of it's not numbered, but a lot of cool players and things I like. Anyhow, appreciate y'all watching. I know it's kind of a boring video, but just kind of wanted to say where my head was at with things. And Tops 85401, thinking about you, man. Y'all keep it real. I'm out.